many times have you made a decision that solved a problem today only to create a disaster tomorrow? You hire that employee because you need the help right now. They have the skills. It's a quick fix. But 3 months later, they're totally toxic. They're poisoning your culture. And now you're spending 20 hours a week managing a crisis you created by trying to save time back at the beginning. Why do we do this? Why do smart, spirit-filled leaders constantly fall into the trap of the immediate fix? It's because most of the world operates on first-order thinking. First-order thinking says, I'm hungry, I eat, I'm tired, I sleep, sales are down, cut costs. But you, as a Christian leader, you're called to something higher. You're called to second-order thinking. If you want to build a business, a ministry, or a family that outlasts you, you have to stop asking what happens now and start asking one of the most powerful questions a leader can ask, and then what? Let's look at the master of second-order thinking in Scripture, Joseph. In Genesis chapter 41, you remember the story, right? Pharaoh has a dream, 7 fat cows, 7 skinny cows. Most people in Egypt, the first-order thinkers, would have looked at the 7 years of abundance and said, look at this harvest. God's good. Let's feast. Let's lower taxes. Let's consume. First-order thinking sees the surplus and consumes it. But Joseph looked at the abundance and he asked the second-order question, and then what? He knew the famine was coming. He looked down the timeline. He realized that the decision to consume today meant starvation tomorrow. Scripture says Joseph gathered grain as the sand of the sea. He built storehouses. And when the famine hit, Egypt didn't just survive, they became the economic center of the world. Why? Well, because one man was willing to endure the discomfort of saving during the plenty to ensure survival during the lack. That's second-order thinking. It's not just solving the immediate problem, it's solving the problem that the solution might cause 3 steps down the road. Now, let me show you the exact opposite. Let me show you the tragedy of first-order thinking, and you've probably already guessed who I'm going to take you to in Genesis chapter 25, and that's Esau. He comes in from the field, he's exhausted, he's famished, he smells the stew Jacob is cooking, and maybe you've been in a similar situation before. And as a first-order thinker, Esau says, I'm hungry, I need food now. And the cost was his birthright. Esau was willing to trade a multi-generational spiritual and financial inheritance for a bowl of soup. Why? Because he couldn't see past his stomach. He couldn't see past his immediate desires. Listen to me, parents. Listen to me, entrepreneurs. Listen to me, pastors. When you give your child the iPad just to get 30 minutes of quiet time, that's first-order thinking. I mean, second-order consequence, maybe you're training them that boredom is solved by a screen, not by creativity. You get peace now, but you get a teenager later who doesn't know how to self-soothe or be independent in his or her thinking. When you cut corners on that product to save margin, business owner, that's first-order thinking. What's your second-order consequence? Well, you save 5% now, but you lose your reputation for quality, which took you 10 years to build. Proverbs 22:3 says, the prudent sees danger and hides himself, but the simple, the naive, go on and will suffer for it. The simple only see what's right in front of their face. The prudent, the Christian leader, sees the ripple effect. So how do we apply this? How do you actually do this in your business or ministry this week? I want you to use the rule of 3. Before you make any major decision, hiring that person, launching that product, buying that real estate, play the movie forward 3 scenes. Scene number 1, I do this thing. The immediate result, I feel good, I feel relief. Scene number 2, what's the reaction to that thing I just did in 6 months? Okay, think that through. And then scene number 3, what's the reaction in 6 years? If I play that out 6 years from now, what does it look like? Jesus himself taught this, right? Luke 14, which of you desiring to build a tower doesn't first sit down and count the cost? He didn't say, who wants a tower? Start building. He said, sit down, think, calculate. If you're a pastor and you change the service times to fit your preference, that's first-order thinking. Have you thought about how that impacts the single mom who relies on the bus schedule? That's second-order thinking. If you lose her, do you start to lose the heart of your ministry? Maybe that's third-order thinking, right? If you're a business owner and you take on that massive debt to expand fast, first-order thinking, what happens if the market turns? Second-order thinking. Does the borrower become slave to the lender? But here's the best news, right? The world calls it second-order thinking. I think for Christians, we can just call it being mindful of eternity, like eternity mindedness. We're the ultimate, or we should be the ultimate long term thinkers. Hebrews 11 tells us about Moses. It says he refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to be mistreated with the people of God than to enjoy the fleeting pleasures of sin. Do you see that? First order, be a prince of Egypt, unlimited wealth, pleasure. Second order, spiritual death, separation from God's purpose. Moses chose the pain of the first order thinking, the wilderness, to get to the glory of the second order, the promised land. I mean, friends, God is not against your success. He put Joseph in the palace, but he put him there because Joseph could be trusted to think beyond the moment. So here's my challenge to you today. Stop making decisions based on Friday. Start making decisions based on forever. Stop reacting to the urgent and start responding to the important. Don't be Esau, trading your future for a bowl of soup. Be Joseph. Build the storehouse, endure the discipline today so you can feed the nations tomorrow. If this video challenged your thinking, hit subscribe. We're building a community of leaders who don't want to think like the world, but want to be successful Christian leaders for the glory of God. And tell me in the comments, what's a decision that you need to make right now that requires second order thinking? Let's talk about it. God bless you. Keep thinking ahead. I hope this video was helpful to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day walking with Jesus.